Well, I thought the black flies were bad. Holy mosquitoes, man. Oh my god. Beautiful. Yeah, that is just unbelievable power. It made that thing just absolutely explode. Oh my god.
Living on wild and
Remy stepped outside today for about 10 seconds and was like, nope, I want back in the truck. It is way too hot out. And it is. It is very unseasonably hot here in Saskatchewan. It's the end of May and it's hot, hot, hot. Also dry. Fire season has kicked off early this year with a bang. Unfortunately, all of our thoughts and prayers go out to the people affected by the fires in Saskatchewan and Manitoba right now. There's some really big fires going on, and people that live in wilderness areas are evacuating. So thoughts and prayers to them. Hopefully everything works out in the end. Oh, by the way, welcome to Living High, Wild, and Free. In today's video, we have kind of a bittersweet start to a series of videos that I'm going to be producing this year. It's sweet because it's a bucket list thing that I've wanted to do for a very, very, very long time, and that is a remote wilderness moose hunt in Northern Saskatchewan. It's bitter because my father recently passed away a few months ago, and something that we wanted to do together was this hunt, and it's been something that has just been put off. You know, it's intimidating because it's remote, it's challenging because of the conditions that and all the unknowns of, you know, flying into an area, going, you know, very deep into the wilderness, all of the challenges that come with that. And so it's kind of something that, even though it's on the bucket list, and I'm sure everybody can relate to this, is that it just keeps getting pushed off, right? Next year will be better. Next year comes, oh, next year, right? And once he passed away, for me, it was like, this is the best way that I know how to memorialize his life and celebrate it. And B, it also solidified for me how finite life really is, right? Like, we take it for granted that, you know, things are going to keep going on, that we have all this time, and then all of a sudden unexpected things happen. Time is short. So this is the year for me. I'm going to do a series of videos on this subject of the equipment that I'll be using, the ecology of moose, like what their habits will be like during the time that I'm hunting, why I chose the time that I'm hunting, the area that I'll be hunting, those sorts of things. So the ecology of that, along with the camping equipment, the hunting equipment, my thoughts behind it, all of the preparation behind how I'm going to do this hunt. So I'm sure that if you clicked on this video, this is a bucket list hunt for you too. And so it's kind of a thorough walkthrough of this entire hunt, and you'll see it from start to finish. Right off the top, I want to say that I am not sponsored by any of these manufacturers, that I paid full retail price, that I did not get any special treatment because of my YouTube channel. I want that to be known so that my opinion in this video is not influenced by any of these manufacturers, that this is my own opinion and that everything here is unbiased. In this video, we're going to be talking about the firearm that I chose for this hunt. And as far as the hunt is concerned, the firearm or bow, maybe in your circumstance, but in this case, I'm going to be using a firearm. So the firearm is the most important aspect to the hunt. Now, we can have a awesome trip, see amazing things, see moose, go fishing, you know, just have an amazing experience in the wilderness. But as far as the hunt goes, the weapon of choice is the most important aspect. I would argue that the successful harvest of that animal rests on the shooter and the weapon, the firearm in this case, for an ethical harvest of that animal. So that is why I'm making a video just solely on the firearm. And to talk about why I picked the rifle that I'm going to take on the hunt, I need to take a step back and say that I've been a muzzle loading hunter for or almost exclusively a muzzle loading hunter for about 7 years now. And I've been muzzleload hunting for roughly 15 years. And before that, before the 7 years, I was a primary archery hunter. That was my method of hunting I most enjoyed at the time. And then I stepped up once I moved to the prairies. I needed a little bit more reach, I felt. And so then I stepped up to a muzzle loader. So this has been my weapon of choice when I hunt big game. And this is a CVA Acura with a Bergara barrel. And then I have a Diamondback Vortex on it, and it's a 4 to 12 power with a 40 millimeter lens on it. And this has been my bread and butter right here. It's been an amazing gun. I love the accuracy of it, that I can shoot a softball consistently at 200 yards with it. So it makes it awesome for prairie hunting, like mule deer hunting. And then it's great in the bush for whitetail. It's been very reliable. I love the durability of this barrel, that I haven't had any issues, even when I've been forgetful about cleaning it, waited a month even after target shooting, which usually is just, a death sentence for muzzleloading barrel. No issues at all. I have had to replace the breech plug on it because it did rust out on me. I've had it for years now. Then the barrel's been awesome. So that leads me into why I chose the rifle, because I've had such a great experience with this barrel, which is made by Bergara. And here it is, the Bergara B-14 Sierra. This is a synthetic stock Bergara barrel here that's been fluted. And then on top, we have a 4 to 20 with a 50 millimeter Burris Veracity PH. And this is actually a very unique scope where it actually has Bluetooth and connects to my phone, and specifically to the Burris app, which gives a bullet drop calculator, and you can actually turn to using the dial up here to the exact yardage that is also displayed in a heads up display inside of the scope. So we're going to sight it in today to 100 yards. And then if everything goes correctly, we should be able to go to 230, 280, 320, and accurately put the round on target at those distances. So we're going to put that to the test today. So to get a little bit of a up close view of the guns, this is the B-14, and here is the Acura CVA muzzleloader. That's been my trusty steed for a long time. I really, like I said, like this gun. And when I was looking for a rifle, I really wanted a Cerakoted barrel because of the durability that I've experienced with this barrel. So that is exactly what is on the B-14 here. Like I said, it's fluted, so a little bit cut down on weight. It has a muzzle brake on it, and then the synthetic stock that has this kind of grippy. It kind of feels like rubbery paint. I don't. It almost has like a latex feel to it. We'll see what the durability on this is. I actually, honestly, if I could have got something without this speckling on it, I would have actually preferred it. I did sight in the scope here, but I was really concerned about kick, because this is a 300 Win Mag, that the scope being too close to my face, like it kicked back and hit me. I was actually really pleasantly surprised shooting it that it's very low recoil, at least for a 300 Win Mag. So that brings me into the three key things that I was looking for in a hunting rifle. One being the Cerakoted barrel. Fell in love with it with the muzzle loader. I needed to have it in this rifle because I'm hoping this rifle will last me the rest of my life. I wanted to get a muzzle brake. Since it's a 300 Win Mag, without a muzzle brake, it's going to kick like a mule. So having that muzzle brake is a huge saver for my shoulder for target practicing. And also, I was concerned that with a high kick rifle that I would develop a shooting flinch. I seem to be sensitive to developing shooter flinch. And then third, I wanted a cheek rise so that I could custom fit my face to the rifle so that my eye is in line with the scope itself. This shooting setup is very simple. I have a lead sled here on a cardboard box right on the ground. I find that this is the most simple and accurate way to shoot because I eliminate a lot of my body movement by using the lead sled. The lead sled is actually holding the gun, and I try to position myself that I'm just merely looking down the scope, and my body movements are almost non-existent when I'm using this lead sleds, especially when I'm laying on the ground like this. It's not a very comfortable way to shoot, but I don't plan to shoot that much in this position, just only to zero in the scope. For today, that we're going to be using some Hornady Whitetail 300 Win Mag and 180 grain. Why did I pick that round? It was the cheapest I could find, and I've also had really good luck with Hornady. So I got 180 grain because I'm going to be hunting moose, and that's the most popular popular grain in this caliber. So that's really the reasoning behind it. I did some research on it. Everybody says Hornady Whitetails is shooting just fine. Okay, good enough for me. It was like half the price of the other cartridges. I doubled down on that. I bought 400 rounds of it. We're at 50 yards right now. I just want to make sure that we're on paper. And I might make some adjustments here at 50 just to make sure that we're close to the bullseye. I'm not going to get really crazy about setting it in because once we get out to 100, the pull trajectory is going to be a bit different than at 50. So I don't want to zero it in at 50 yards here. I want to go back to 100 and zero it in. Like I said, I did have the scope sighted in, but I then moved the scope back just on the rail itself. So I didn't take it actually out of its mounts. I just moved it back onto the rail about half an inch just to give myself a little bit better eye relief. And I found that with this gun, it wasn't kicking super hard. So I didn't really need the scope far away from me. Let's put a round on target here and we'll see how we do. Hopefully I don't shoot that drone. Oh yeah, really close. That get on the old drone. Beautiful. Yeah, so that's real close. That's, what would it be? About an inch off target, like half an inch low, maybe an inch to the left on target at 50 yards. I could try messing around with the scope at 50. I could also put multiple rounds to verify that I didn't pull or anything like that. But I feel confident in that shot that the scope was on, everything was on. I didn't pull on the shot and it got close enough. So let's go back to 100 yards and then we'll zero in the scope. Oh, man. I know to you people in the south, 85 degrees doesn't sound like too much to you, but oh man, to Remy and I, it is blistering hot. Huh, little Remster? Holy moly. I got some Chinese takeout there, so Remy's getting some Kung Pao H2O. But we are dying out here. And I know, you guys in the south are like, come on, the 85 degrees, that's nice and cool. But you have to remember, it was literally negative 40 degrees just a few months ago here. And our bodies just, we're not used to it. But let's get out to 100 yards. Oh, you see me all right over there? So you didn't miss out on much there. I was having trouble getting this thing zeroed in. And what I pretty sure what's going on is that this barrel does not do very well when it gets hot. And obviously when the ambient air temperature is so warm, it's very difficult to keep this barrel cold. So I've been taking about 2-3 shots at a time and then letting the barrel cool down, like taking 15-20 minutes in between shots to allow the barrel to cool down. So it's been really tedious and boring. You really haven't missed out on much. But I finally think, cross my fingers, dot my I's or T's or whatever, I don't know, that this thing's all sighted in and we can finally step out to longer distances here. And when I say that the barrel seems to be kind of sensitive to temperature, I'm talking like it'll go from, shooting within MOA, so like within about an inch at 100 yards to maybe 2 inches. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to put that into perspective. Like, I don't want to talk too bad about this gun. It's just, it does seem to be sensitive to heat. And this is my first, high powered rifle that I'm shooting, like something that has a ton of powder in it. So it's kind of a learning experience for me. And, just a lesson learned that when it's really hot out, don't shoot it a bunch of times in a row because it's not going to be accurate. As far as hunting wise, it really won't matter. I mean, always, of course, first shot is the most important, but it's still, I mean, unless if I'm shooting out to 500 yards, then multiple shots start to become concerning. When you're starting at a cold barrel, cold ambient temperature, again, I'm not too worried about it, but something to keep in mind. So I got the drone down there. I got that box turned around, so we got a fresh target. So we can kind of see what's going on down there. And again, we're at 100 yards. I can't see, a little high there on target, but that circle, to give you a reference, is about the size of a quarter. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention that before I started this, again, I let the barrel cool down for about 20 minutes now. And I want to do, typically, like, to confirm that everything is all sighted in, I like to do 5 shots, but I'm concerned that if I do that, it'll kind of start to throw off my zero as the barrel starts to heat up. So I'm cautious to do that. Okay, just off to the right, but looking very consistent. I'm happy with that so far. I'm gonna check the barrel. Barrel's starting to get warm, but it is not hot. Like, not hot to the touch anyways, but definitely starting to get warm. The black flies have been lovely. I think that was me. Just as I was saying, the black flies are very lovely. One bit me right in the waist. That felt really good. The barrel's starting to warm up here. I'd really like to send another round just to confirm that that last one was just a high flyer. Oh, God. Oh, geez Louise. This drone. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's check. Oh, well, let's go down to target. Let's take a close look. And then I think we're going to go step out to 200 yards. It's looking really good. I mean, I could sit and try to really finicky, try getting it in, but I just don't feel like it right now. So you can see, that's my finger in relation to the bullet. So that's a nice little group there. It is a little tiny bit off to the right, so I might click over to the left 1/4 inch, just one click to the left there, and call it good. Well, I thought the black flies were bad. Holy mosquitoes, man. Oh my God. This is a perfect hunting scenario. I mean, especially for moose, if it's warm in the fall, this is exactly how it's going to be. I just picked a random spot about as far back as I could drive and still be able to see the target. I ranged it at 225. I mechanically zeroed the scope, and then I electronically zeroed the scope in the app. So it should be on. In the heads up display, I have 225, and that should be it. Oh, and then I adjusted the parallax, of course, just over 200 on the parallax. So I got rid of the lead sled. You know, typically I'd be using a backpack in a hunting scenario, so the blankets are a little bit more than ideal, in a hunting scenario. I mean, obviously, at least I don't carry around blankets. Maybe you do, but I don't. But, you know, give me a good representation of how it would be like in the field. So we zeroed it at 100. I'm going to shoot some soup cans down there. Well, to be exact, coconut milk that has been expired. I don't like wasting food, but I really don't like botulism. So I'm gonna shoot them instead. So here we go. Let's give it a shot here. These mosquitoes are wonderful. Oh, and delightful. And I'm so happy that they're out and about. Oh, almost forgot to hit record on the old drone. Would have missed the money shot. So I'm gonna go for the one on the right, far right. It's a yellowish can. Oh man. Whew. I just killed 20 mosquitoes in one swipe. Oh, well, I missed. Going to gotta replay that. So I couldn't see where my shot landed. Oh wow. It was just low. Wow. Okay. So either the scope is a little bit off, or so I'm gonna go up just a little bit. Oh no, I forgot to hit record. Oh, well, I hit it. I was a little low on the first shot, so I adjusted Hit it on the
Second.
drop, but I wasn't recording. Oh, good thing I got 2 other cans down there. Let's get a little bit of recoil, knock my mic off. So, well, I'm going to send another one down there because it wasn't recording, so it doesn't count, right? Oh, I definitely need to bring up the cheek mount in the back. It's a little bit low. During good light, you can't really tell, but in this low light scenario, it's definitely noticeable. Oh, did I hit it? Or did I hit the table? Really hard to tell in this low light. It's really hard to differentiate the table, so it doesn't look like I hit it. Just surprising because I saw quite a bit of... Here, I'm going to rewind it here. I want to check this out. Well, I thought I was aiming a little low, but I couldn't really tell, and it looks like I hit the table. Well, at least all the mosquitoes got fed, though they're not so atrocious. I think I can see the middle one, so I'm going to try to hit that. That can is so small in the scope. Oh gosh. I went for a run and the battery on the drone died. So it is definitely cutting it close here. You have just enough light. Yeah, it quickly adjusted the cans. Can definitely see them a lot better. Shoot, it's really tough to see now. I can barely make out that can down there. Well, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah, that is just unbelievable power. It made that thing just absolutely explode. Oh my God. Well, I got one left. Can I do it again? Oh, is it still there? No way. All right, I gotta see where that landed. That shot felt good. Wow, landed just a little high. I think that was me. I think I'm just rushing the shot here. This is really good practice, man. For hunting scenarios, I'm really liking this. I'm really finding out a lot about myself as a shooter. Oh, man. Well, the SD card and my camera filled up and I had 1 round left. So I was like, well, this was a fun experiment, but no way. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. Oh yeah, yeah, you can see it on camera. Look at that. It was just barely off. Oh my gosh. And then right there too, I hit the can twice, but just nicked it. Unbelievable. And then this one also got a nick. See that? A little bit of that sweet expired coconut milk's coming out. Yeah, everything else looks fine on it. Gosh, what is that? Probably 8 feet back. Why didn't I get that on camera? Oh my God. Look at that. That's just one part of it. It absolutely exploded. Oh, I got one more. So I got the bottom there. All right, I'm going to clean up my mess out here, but I'll see you back at the studio. Well, we're back in the studio here to summarize why I chose this gun and this configuration with the scope and everything like that. And it has to do with the durability that we have a composite stock and then the Cerakote barrel. It also has to do with the accuracy. This gun is more accurate than I can actually shoot. It surpasses my shooting skills as of right now. Of course, I want to get out and shoot and practice and become better, refine my skills as a precision rifle shooter. But as of right now, it surpasses that. Like it's more accurate than I can actually shoot. And I'm very impressed with its accuracy and consistency, including out to, further ranges. It's crazy to think that nowadays 200 yards is actually a fairly close shot. The power delivery of this gun is unbelievable. The 300 Win Mag is insane for its power delivery, its energy delivery on target at very long ranges, that this firearm should be able to handle killing big game like moose and elk even out to 500 yards, and that's exactly why I bought it. That I don't plan on shooting that far. I have never actually shot an animal outside of 200 yards, but I want that capability to be able to do that if the hunting conditions are difficult, that I'm having difficulty running into or getting close enough to make that shot in within 200 yards. And then also, there might be the buck or the bull of a lifetime, out 400 yards, and I want to take that shot to harvest that animal. Now, that is why I chose this gun, and I'm very, very pleased with it. It feels great. The recoil of this gun is minimal. I shot 60 rounds out at the shooting range yesterday, and it didn't hurt my shoulder at all. Now, granted, 40 of those was in the lead sled, so take that with a grain of salt, but I shot 20 times without the lead sled, no issues at all. My shoulder's not sore. Now, I'm a big guy, so I can handle a little bit more recoil than maybe other people, but overall, I've shot 300 Win Mags without a muzzle brake on, and after one shot, one, my shoulder was hurting. So I'm very impressed with that. And I was developing a shooter flinch towards the end. I think it had to do with just exhaustion and all that stuff. Like, it was a long day at the range, but overall, it was a very minimal flinch, and I was very happy shooting this gun. Now, I pulled out the old trusty Steed because my original plan was to have this as my primary firearm and the 300 Win Mag as a backup gun, just in case I dropped this and I broke the scope, or it's raining for a week straight in Northern Saskatchewan. Muzzleloaders can be pretty finicky and hard to keep the moisture out, especially in extremely wet conditions like that, where the rifle is a lot more robust and can handle that kind of precipitation a lot more easily. But after shooting that rifle, I really liked it. And it gave me a lot of confidence that I can hit a target at very long yardage. And when there's so much pressure on the line with this fly-in trip that, it's a big expense, it's a big commitment to get out to those very remote areas, I'm not feeling so sure anymore with the muzzleloader, even though it's never done me wrong and I've had incredible hunts with it. I don't know. I'm second guessing, so I could use your help. What do you think? Should I go out with the trusty steed or the new stallion? Thank you for watching all the way until the end and all of your continued support. It really means a lot to me. And as always, keep living high, wild, and free.